Welcome to our Wellness Hub. My name is Monici. I'm a mindset coach and I help women who feel stuck or need a new purpose and don't know what to do next in their lives. I also interview experts in the field of health, wellness, healing, and mindset. Today, we have a very special guest. Her name is Debra Hope Duneier. She's a Feng Shui expert and wellness-focused interior designer who is bringing positive energy into people's homes and souls. Debra, I'm so happy to have you here. I always wanted to know more about Feng Shui, and here's my chance. Tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and how are you using the art of Feng Shui to make people's lives more positive and flowing with the right energy. The floor is yours.
Why, thank you. And thank you for having me today. And thank you for that wonderful question. It is my life's purpose, I believe, to be able to enhance people's lives, creating an awareness of their environment. So I am a Feng Shui master. I've studied with 5 masters from around the world. And I'm also a wellness expert doing projects like wellness communities, condominium buildings, individual homes and workplaces, spas and hospitality. So what they usually hire me to come in to help them with is to create a fuller feeling, a focused feeling of well-being for people who spend time in their spaces.
And so in general, how does Feng Shui work? I know it's a very complex question, but tell us
Yes,
in a nutshell.
I'm so happy to be able to share. There are many layers to this, and there are many different schools of Feng Shui and ways of implementing it. But the direct interpretation of Feng Shui is wind and water. Wind being the flow of energy, and water being the area where you hold on to that energy. So Feng Shui is all about arranging an environment for the most positive impact on the people who spend time there.
And to give us an idea, a practical example of what you're saying, I remember that you deal with mirrors and the mirror has a water element. Is that it? Or am I off?
Yes, there are many different objects that can be used, but ultimately, Feng Shui is about qi. And in the English language, there is no one word that means qi, but what it does mean is life force. So what I do is take the life force energy from nature and bring those symbols, that flow of qi and that feeling to interiors, which benefits people's health, it benefits their mindset, and it also helps to support them to bring in everything they want to and they desire and deserve to have in their lives.
And so, for example, people sometimes over clutter their homes. How do you deal with that? Do you choose specific things that people should get rid of, or does it have anything to do with it?
That's a very good question. Because I've worked with not only people that collect clutter, because most of us do over time, but actually with hoarders that have a much more serious problem with clutter. And so I created a system called Stay, Maybe, Go. And what you do is create 3 different piles. This is going to stay because I need it and I use it all the time. This is, well, I'm not really sure, I may need it sometime. And this is go. I'm done with it. That's my past. Let's get rid of it. And as you're doing this, let's say you're decluttering one room, you will find that as you're doing it, more things wind up going from the maybe pile to the go pile. And there you can just release it, get rid of it. You can recycle it. You can find someone that might reuse it or be able to use it. But what this does is that clutter in your home represents clutter in your life. And if you have a whole bunch of stuff that is in your life that you no longer need, it is blocking the chi or the energy of new things from coming in.
That's wonderful. And do you have a program? Because you said that you create amazing retreats all over the world following the Feng Shui art. But you also have a program for individuals, correct? How does it work? People actually connect with you through Zoom, and then you show them a room, and you go room by room. How does it work?
Okay, so I have two different programs right now, and they're both new and they're only for a limited amount of time because I am hands-on hands with my students. So I only have so much time in the day or the week, you know. So it is very limited. It is for professionals like architects, designers, real estate developers, people that run retreats who want to optimize spaces. I take them through one-on-one coaching for 10 weeks in a row. And there is also a course that goes along with it. So I walk them through the course with homeworks and journals and real learning so that they can actually apply this. For individuals, I take them on an individual journey. So by the end of the 10 weeks, they have a layout of their entire space and what Feng Shui needs to be done to positively impact their life. It's customized.
That sounds incredible. And so the person actually walks with you through Zoom, right? I mean, you cannot do it in person with everybody, but through Zoom, they show you the room and you take notes and then you tell them what to move and what to change. Is that how it works?
That's part of it. Also, it's based on layout because Feng Shui and Compass School, which is what I use, aligns with nature. So that aligns with the different directions that the property is on. And each direction has a different energy. So I first look at the energies that are there in the space and then help to map out which areas have which energy, what is really, really good, and what needs an adjustment, or what we call in Feng Shui a cure, to help the person reach their own personal goals.
And so what you mean is that, for example, the bed has to be facing north, these things too?
Well, yes, that does come into consideration when I'm working really deeply with individuals and they maybe take my advanced course. Then we talk about their energies, the energies of the space, the energies of the room, and how their energy and that energy reacts with each other. And we can either enhance that energy to support them. Let's say they're looking for love, or let's say they're looking to bring more money in. We bring in the correct energy for theirs and specifically for their property to help them achieve what they desire.
It's fascinating, this topic. This is a personal question. I have, for example, old books from my great grandparents. They're like 150 years old. I mean, they're antiques, and I cannot throw them away. I feel like it's a work of art, and I feel like it's a piece of history. What do you do with things like this?
Well, if you love them and if you associate them with good memories and good feelings, then you need to keep them and find a place to display them. There are specific places like knowledge areas where that would be enhanced and really work well in a property. But it's if you have things that are old and you don't associate positive feelings with it, that's when you need to really address it in a different way.
And get rid of them as soon as possible. Okay, I know that this topic is quite extensive and time is running out. Can you give us or two important tips that can improve the energy in our homes?
Certainly. Of course, clutter. We just do not want clutter, especially near your entrance. The entrance of your door to your space needs to be clear. Green plants, living plants in your space not only optimizes your health, but it also has this life force energy that brings new opportunities and prosperity into the home.
So any type of plant, or there are specific plants?
It's a really good question, Moni. I think that the plants that have oval leaves, like a succulent plant, like a jade plant, it's easy to maintain. And in Chinese philosophy, a jade plant is called a money tree because the leaves symbolize coins because they're kind of rounded on the edges. If a plant has points, like a cactus, you do not want it in your house at all.
Okay. And what about the balcony?
Balcony's fine. On the outside, it protects the property. On the inside, it is called a poison arrow. So it is energetically pointing at you, and you can understand the feeling of something pointing at you in different directions is going to make you anxious and unable to focus.
I never saw it like that. It's quite interesting. And what about success? Let's say people have been struggling with success or money, and what are some tips that you can give?
I remember there was a young woman with a baby, and she was trying to sell her apartment in the New York City area during a very bad market. And she was getting divorced, and she had all of these challenges, and she needed to sell it. And the real estate broker came to me and said, no matter what I do, I'm not selling this. And so I walked in and changed some of the colors on the wall, some pillows on the couch to bring in the right energy. But the most important thing was in the entrance to put a water feature, a little water fountain, because that represents money. 10 days, the apartment was sold, and it was sold for the full price.
No way. Wow. You give me goosebumps, Debra. Well, listen, Debra, I know this topic is so interesting, and we could go on for hours. Is there anything else that we're missing that you want to say to our audience? The audience is going to find all your information down below under the interview. Yes, anything that you want to add?
I think that if you are very mindful and you think about this for a minute with a breath, you will realize that we design our lives by designing our spaces. And that if we nurture our homes and our buildings, we're nurturing the spirit within as well as the planet.
It's all connected. We help ourselves, we help our spaces, and you help the have a positive energy all around, so the world also benefits. Well, Debra, I really appreciate you coming here and sharing your passion with our viewers. You're improving people's lives through your work, and I truly appreciate it. And we hope to see you again very soon. And
Thank you so much.
Until then, thank you, and
Namaste.
Namaste, and goodbye. Thank you.